Anyway, music. I'm anxious to get your impression on this, Brian.
Okay.
And let me bring the people up to date on what we already know and we've already heard is that a song has been written. It's not necessarily about me. It's kind of about me, but the title of the song is Jim Cornette, and it was done by a listener of the program who is also a musician, obviously. He emailed me, and the way this came up was that now I feel like every time I clear my throat, I'm doing Brian Zane impersonations. Several months ago, somebody emailed me, and we've talked about how many emails I get, right? And just, I can't keep up with it. But a guy emailed me and said, do you mind? I remember this vaguely now. Do you mind if I, use or sample, I guess, as the young folks say, some of your lines, your promo or whatever in this song I'm writing, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, of course, I'm happy, And then I didn't think anything more about it. And that may be an odd email to, the general public, but I get emails like that all the time. So it wasn't like it stood out in my head. But then all of a sudden, over the last week, I see the guy's tweeted the link and the blah, 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 and his shit's come out and everything and et cetera. So, and he sent me an email with the attached song and all the information, but his name is Steve. I'm not going to read his last name in case, because he has a professional name. So I don't want to expose his business, but his stage name is Knothead. KNOT, Knothead. He's from Washington State. He's a weekly listener to the show since the first episode. So he remembers the previous administration, Brian. But basically the song is called Jim Cornette and is on Knothead's 5th studio project, which is entitled The Evolution of a Hobbyist. The video is on his YouTube channel, which is Knothead TV. Apparently the producer is Robert Keys, who they're longtime friends, who orchestrated and composed the piece. Mr. Keys did, and they worked together on the whole project, not just this particular track. And he wishes happy holidays to me, the Mrs. and Little Quinneroony. But Knothead has done wrote a song about me. One here to go. No, I know it. Obviously, what did you think when I sent this to you, Brian, and you listened to it? What?
Well, I didn't listen to it.
What?
I've been a little busy, and
no, wait a minute. What? I send you one email. I've just talked about how you obsessively prepare for your show, and I send you an email saying, "Here is this 4-minute song here that this guy was nice enough to write about me, and you've been involved in the music business, and you got all this Sony music in the background and everything. I'm going to get a good opinion on his future hit record, and you don't even listen. You don't take 4 minutes to listen to it for my program here.
4 minutes." I thought your email rang a little too arrogant from my taste. It was, hey, I got a song about me I want you to listen to. I don't often get emailed songs from people about themselves.
Well, that's because a lot of people don't get songs written about them, motherfucker. How about that? See, I'm in rarefied air here. Me and the Crusher in pro wrestling, and just a couple of other people have had songs written about them, and you don't even listen. All right, then this will be what you're saying here now is when we play this song here in a minute, which I'm beating around the bush, but we're going to. This is going to be the first time you've heard this song.
This will be the first time I hear the song, and I will say, with all that said, if the Crusher had emailed me, I probably would have listened to his song.
Oh, all right. Well, I just want you once again
to the Hammerlock. I would have listened to that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Knothead is a nice guy and a member of the cult of Cornette. He's done a very good job here. He and his friend Mr. Keys, and I'll thank you to give them an honest and certainly respectful review of after your listen of this song. We're going to have the world premiere. Well, it's premiered all kinds of, but it hadn't premiered on the Experience. So this is the world premiere on the Jim Cornette Experience of the song Jim Cornette by Knothead. Styles, play that funky music, white boy. Yeah. Hey, rock and roll. What the? What? Isn't that the greatest thing? Look here now. You know what he's done there? Not only did he come up with the greatest lucha name ever, Juventud Versace, but anybody that can rhyme whimsical and archetypical.
Yeah.
What? No, come on now. I know you're the expert, because I've talked about. I don't know much about the young folks' music. I'm a Skynyrd fan. Like me some Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm big on 70s classic rock. Love the Allman Brothers. But so what do you think from a mod? Because it's amazing lyrical work there, and it's catchy. And he did the little motherfucker thing in the middle there. That was, and they're playing instruments. It's not like this Justin Timberlake shit going on.
It's not like this Justin Timberlake shit. No, I agree with you.
So what do you think?
I think it's a nice little project, from his latest studio project. And I think Balloonhead did a great job with the song.
Knothead. It's not Head.
Excuse me. Not
don't
Head.
be a heel to our it's catchy.
I literally forgot what his name was. I think it is catchy. I will say that. It's like one of those things where I will be now, unfortunately, hearing it in my head and not stop whenever I talk to you.
The past couple of days, I've been like I'm Jim Cornette, I've been when I was doing.
But you are Jim Cornette.
It reinforces that in my mind. So if I ever get Alzheimer's and forget who I am, they can just play that song and it will reinforce. So he's already done me a service for when I get older.
And let me take back my my comment earlier. It wasn't a song about you. Knothead wrote a song about Knothead, saying that he is like you, or that. Well,
and then that's even better that somebody looks up to me and wants to be me.
He wrote about himself in the traditional sense of Bo Diddley, or or some of those great blues singers from the past. Yes, I put him up there with Howlin' Wolf and Muddy Waters.
And now instead of the Bo Diddley beat, the Knothead beat is going to be like I'm Jim Cornette, and people decades from now will be. This is going to make me the most famous motherfucker on the planet. This big hit song here. It's got to be, because you can't get it out of your head.
Maybe it'll be big in Japan.
You don't want to stand and trade with me because I'm Jim Cornette.
Is this going to be our new theme music?
Yeah, it might have to. I'm not sure, because it seems like, it's there. It's like, rock and roll is king for, the Rock and Roll Express. It's Wham-a-lam-a-bama.
Let me ask you a serious question here from the business side of it. Because of course I do come from the music industry. I'm assuming with these audio clips that are in the song that you are getting a share of the publishing.
Well, maybe just we'll talk about that off the air.
Maybe I'll make sure your people talk to Knothead's people and we get a deal on paper.
Well, this is going to make me a big star now. So be nice to these people, for heaven's sake.
If you buy one of the new Jim Cornette action figures, you get a mail-away certificate for a free 45 of Knothead's "Like I'm Jim Cornette" song.
I don't know if we can do that or not. Do they make 45s anymore?
Oh, I got a place we could press them up here in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. I've read about that in Hitmen. No,
there's no such thing as the mafia. We've talked about it before. It's just gentlemen who look after their neighborhood and take care of each other and make sure that the ills of society don't affect the wonderful people in their area. It is a complete fabrication of Hollywood.
All right. Well, let's. And speaking of fabrication, and by the way, thank you, Knothead. I appreciate it. And keep me posted on how successful that is. We'll stay in touch and apparently you'll be hearing from my attorneys also if this is a hit song.